We just hit 100 subscribers. I can't thank you guys enough. I'm the Body Counter, and now I promise you guys a Q&A video. So for quite a while, I've been asking you guys to ask me any sort of question really, random, silly, serious ones, and now the time has come to answer them. So let's get right into it. The first question comes from Eric Tift, and it is, do you know TVOP Viral? Yes, I do know TVOP Viral. We used to play a lot of Dying Light before, and I haven't been playing much with them recently because he's been offline. But yeah, I would like to get to play with them more when the Dying Light the Following comes out. God damn, we can get up to so much havoc when we're in the dune buggies. It'd be so awesome. The second question comes from Carrie, asking, what are you afraid of and what game would you like to physically be in? That's a great question and a tricky one for what game I'd like to physically be in. I think if I would have to take one game that I'd love to be in, it would most likely be Borderlands 2. I love that game and its universe, and if I could physically be in it, I would just be an unstoppable badass. I could choose what guy I wanted to be and shit like that. All the weapons, the characters, the enemies, it was such an awesome game, and I still love it. I was very close to getting the Handsome Edition, but yeah, back to the question, I'd really love to be in that universe, mostly just because I could be such an unstoppable force of sheer power on that on planet Pandora. As for fears, I'd have to go with Scolsophobia, which is mainly a fear of worms, but my fear is also including things like snails, mealworms, and slugs. Things like those, just anything slimy and gross, and I just can't fucking think about it. That's why when I was younger, I couldn't even look at the front cover of this DVD. I think it was called Slither, or something like that. It's like a zombie movie, but basically worms cause the zombies, like some sort of alien worm. And it's just fucked with me ever since. I mean, come on, what the fuck is this? What is that? Have you ever seen a slug having sex? I have, and it's not fucking pleasant.
Rope of slime, down which they descend.
The next question comes from Michael Berkman, asking, what is your favourite soup and what is your favourite game? For my favourite soup, alright, roll the clip. Irving! Roll the clip! Yeah! 3, 2, 1!
Time to slam a fully loaded can, a fully crammed dinner feast for a meat, veg and pasta fan, fully loaded can.
Slime, down.
Thank you. Is that too much to ask?
Can I play R6 Siege with you, please?
It hasn't installed yet! For my favourite video game, hands down, it has to be the Halo series, no questions asked. Halo was my childhood, and sci-fi is just one of my favourite genres, and that's why I loved it so much. Plus, when the new ones came out, they had multiplayer and shit like that, and I got really into it, really into whole competitive multiplayer when I was just into the single player sort of gameplay. And now, I just can't stop playing all the Halos. I just loved Master Chief Collection. Reach was my favourite, especially the whole customizing of a character thing, because I love customization in any game. The series story was completely original and it was just amazing in every aspect, and that's why I loved it so much during my early childhood and to this day. The next question comes from NestQuickScoper8, and it is, what do you use to edit your videos? So my very early videos, I mean the very first ones, I used Game DVR and Upload Studio to edit my videos, and then I actually moved on to iMovie, which I'm using right now, and it's got so many more features that Game DVR and Upload Studio just couldn't do at all. And I use my Elgato now to help record the footage in the game, which is fucking crystal clear, it's ace. And yeah, but mainly iMovie is the best thing that I can do for editing my videos, putting text in, funny audio, and cropping clips just right.
Lovers form a rope of slime, down.
Next question comes from Tess McCarran, and it is, how did you come up with the name Body Counter? Great question. I got the name Body Counter from my Xbox username BodyCount99, and I got the idea for Body Count because the two initials in that, Body and Count, BC, also fits with my actual name, Brodie Cooper, and so that's how it came to be. It's just an adaptation of my username except without numbers in it, and it's Body Counter instead of Body Count. Up next is a question from Josh Moxham, asking, what game have you spent the most amount of time on? Well, it's very hard for me to try and judge the amount of time I've spent on 360 games, because you can't really keep track on how much time you spend on them. But on Xbox One, I just checked recently and did some snapshots. Turns out the most amount of time I've actually spent on is on Dying Light. 10 days and 19 hours. But I think overall my most played game has to be Halo Reach, because that's the game that I basically remember just crushing in the previous years, trying to reach a high enough rank to unlock just my favourite armor types. Next question comes from StealthX BeastX, asking, what inspired you to do YouTube and where do you see yourself in a year's time? So I started YouTube roughly around the time when I reached max level on Dying Light, and I looked at other videos on Dying Light and stuff and thought to myself, man, there isn't that much strategy guides on Dying Light, like no specific game guides into how to do a mission perfectly or how to deal with an enemy with like the least amount of damage being dealt to you and most amount of damage being dealt to them. And then so I thought to myself, man, there's probably several games that don't have full length walkthroughs on how to do things the best way possible. And that's how I started my channel. I wanted to do everything about strategy guides and how to play the games to the best of your ability. And so that's where I started, mainly strategy guides, but then I moved on to things like Let's Plays and things like that. That's how I started. To be honest, I don't really know where I see myself in 1 year in terms of my YouTube channel. I mean, I'll be busy with year 12, but I do hope that I still stick to doing my channel in my free time and stuff like that whenever I get the chance. One thing I do hope with my channel is I hope that my Let's Plays get more views, like things like my Rod Rages or stuff like that, or my best moments or funny moments and stuff like that, other than just strategy guides. But I'm just happy to be on YouTube and having you guys supporting me. The next question comes from Blaine Harris, asking, what YouTube channels would you recommend? Basically, my most recommended channels would also likely be my favourites. On my channel tab for Amazing Gamers, there are a lot of guys that I watch and like to help support and, you know, help them grow. Merc Music has to be one of my favourite YouTube gamers, like no questions asked. Channel Blano also does some really cool film review videos. Nesquick Scoper 8 does some really good ones, as well as StealthX BeastX. They do good gaming ones, which they actually asked me questions from before. One of my most watched YouTubers actually is Pyrocynical. He used to do MLG parody videos, but now he's moved on to doing funny commentary on viral videos. And the cringe-related videos are just so cringe-worthy. I love them.
It's Five Nights at World, man!
It's time to
The game
stop!
that Scott
It's
got
time
for
to
me!
stop, okay?
Because he wanted
No more.
money!
The next question comes from Eugene Wright, asking, what do you dislike or hate in life, games, etc.? Let's run down the list, shall we? These aren't ordered in any way possible from most hated or most disliked, because, you know, fuck the system. But here we go. Destiny, Unihorns,
This my shit.
hypocrites, gravity spikes, homing shots, teabaggers, overly expensive microtransactions, bad AI drivers, sandpepper, haters, screaming squeakers, no Battlefront 3, repetitive YouTube gamers, COD failing storyline, essays, but wait, there's more!
Why the fuck you lying? Why you all
Thank you, Horrible Singer. Another question is from Lena Mishra, asking, what's the meaning of life?
They descend.
Not that. Well, I believe everyone has their own perspective on what their meaning of life is, but this is mine. As a gamer, this is my meaning of life. These babies right here, and countless more stacked in shelves elsewhere. That is my... Excuse me, did I ask for your fucking input? I actually fucking broke the fucking cover. Thank you guys for the questions, and I'm sorry if the wait was too long. I wanted to give everyone a chance to ask a question, and plus I've had some problems with the Mac too, because people who have jobs have a PC. If you like this, drop a like and leave a comment. Make sure to subscribe to keep up to date for when I upload next. And again, thank you so much for the 100 subscribers. It really means a lot. And as always, continue gaming on.
Body counts in the house. Body counts in the house. Body counts in the house. Body count.